Hello and good morning with Fireside Chats with Will Carlos. No, I'm just joking. This is Clearance to Start Your Day, and this is day 3 on a visibility mini-series that I'm doing. And today is about specifically judgment or awareness. And I thought I would do it here in front of the fire, both because I'm a little chilly this morning, and also because it's hopefully one of the last mornings of the year that here in Nova Scotia we're going to need a fire. So, I was having a session with a client yesterday, and it was an amazing session. She was willing to be vulnerable and willing to go deep and willing to clear some things. Not that deep is synonymous with serious, because we actually weren't very serious during the session. We laughed a lot, we cried a lot, but it wasn't sanctimonious, as I say. It was sacred, but not sanctimonious. And in that willingness and that vulnerability, we were able to clear a lot of things. And something came up that was really amazing and brilliant, and I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't, because the amazing things that I create during a session are never my creation. They're a co-creation with my client and with spirit or source or whatever you like to call that. And what came up was this idea of using judgment to create your awareness using judgment to create your reality instead of awareness. And it came up specifically around visibility because she would like to reach out. Wow, now it's sitting right in front of the fire. It's super toasty. She would like to create more workshops for her work where she lives in Europe, and she would love to bring her work to a wider audience and not just work with private clients, but the thought of actually reaching out to organizations, companies, the kinds of clients that she'd like to work with. She knows exactly what she wants to deliver. She knows she can even make the list of the companies, but as soon as she thinks about actually going to speak to these companies, she can feel it in her throat. She even starts to cry. Just so much resistance comes up. I have to shut this door. It is so much hotter than I thought. There we go. And with that, we realize that it's because she's trying to create her reality from a judgment rather than from an awareness. So a judgment says, oh, I'm having all these emotions and I'm crying. That means I shouldn't go and call these organizations to present my workshop. That means I have blocks and fears and things to clear. Coming from awareness, we could see that there actually was no reason not to reach out. It was just emotions. It was just things to move through. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I'm the last person to say, just do it, push through your emotions. Emotions are meaningless, and that's not my style. I think that we need to honor our emotions and listen to them and move through them gracefully. But that comes from having this finer distinction of awareness versus judgment. So if she comes from awareness, she can see that it's just old emotions, it's just old stuff. And she might see what are the specific beliefs that are blocking her, that are stopping her from being able to make that phone call with ease and with joy and with magic and with fun. And as she starts to make a couple of those phone calls this week, she's going to see what those beliefs are, and then we can clear those specific beliefs together. But to get you started on this idea, especially around visibility, if you're wanting to be more visible out there in the world, in your online business, in your healing practice, in whatever work you do in the world, then use this to get you started. All the ways that you're using judgment to create your reality instead of awareness. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? Ha! The belief that judgment is the best tool to use to know and to discern what actions you should take rather than awareness. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? Another way you can think of this is a lot of authors and speakers and visionaries of the past and the present have talked about that still small voice that's inside you. And that will guide you to the truth, as they call it. I don't like that word because it has a lot of implications to it. But that still small voice is very similar to what I'm talking about with awareness, that it's often that the gentle one that says, everything's actually okay. Meanwhile, your emotions are raging and maybe your throat chakra is closing up and you can't think and all that. But your awareness says, it's okay, you can make that phone call. It's okay. It's okay, you can ask them to buy your services. It's okay. They'll say yes, they'll say no, but it's okay. So one quick example of that, just before we wrap up. Oh, and also before we wrap up, if you have your own specific area that you'd like clearing on, please post it below. Let me know. Maybe it's health or a certain part of your body. Maybe it's business or making money. Maybe it's marketing. You hate putting yourself out there. Whatever it is, let me know and I can do one of these morning segments just for you. And also please share this video with anyone that you think it's relevant for. So I was in the middle of a session. It would have been not quite a year ago, maybe 11 months ago. And until that point, I've been charging not very good rates for my sessions. But I was doing this free session system and it had me expanding rapidly around the globe. And it was in the middle of a session that I had the awareness that it was time to raise my prices. So I walked into the session knowing my prices were A, and in the middle of the session realized it was time to raise them. So as we were having the session, I just took a moment, as there was a pause in the conversation, to scribble down what the new rates would be and to make sure that it kind of made sense. And then when it came time to discuss the rates, I told this woman my rates. And I think she even said, am I your first client at that rate? And I said, yes. And she went, great, good for you. Yes, I'd love to hire you. Let's do 4 sessions together. So I was willing to come from awareness, not the judgment of, oh, that's not right. It's not okay. You've got to really think about raising your prices to make sure that it's fair and all those other judgments that would come in. But coming from awareness, it was totally right in the moment. Also coming from awareness, I could know that it's totally okay to tell her the truth, to be transparent and forthright, and then she can make the best decision for her about whether or not she wants to work with me. So, last time, all the ways you are using judgment to create your reality and you're receiving instead of awareness. Whew. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? Okay, I hope you enjoyed this clearing to start your day. I do one every weekday here on my personal profile. Would love to hear your thoughts below. Did this resonate? Did it not resonate? And also, on Friday coming, we have a Facebook Live called The Energetics of Being Seen. So it's this Friday. It's going to be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you have to be a member of our Clear What's in the Way Facebook group to be able to see the live. So I'd love for you to come join that Facebook group, and then you can be on our Facebook Live 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this coming Friday. The Energetics of Being Seen. It's going to be awesome. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye for now.